everyone, my name is Karla and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I am doing or have done in the past, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, it's April 5th, and this is my 39th FlossTube. So I just want to say welcome. If this is the first time that you have seen my channel, then thank you so much for coming by, and I hope that you like me enough to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm so close. I'm at like 940. I'm so close to that magic 1,000 number. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me. I enjoy it so much each week. So, normally I talk about, life stuff at the beginning of my video. I put as the title of my, of this video that I'm zooming, because I feel like that's what I did all week last week. Because of the stay in place, shelter in place sort of order that's in California, I'm still going to work, during the day, which is just a whole issue in and of itself, of having to go to work while I feel like the rest of the world is, in their place. But in the evening, I have been on Zoom several times this week. I went on to Virtual Stitchers for the first time last weekend, and then I went on again early in the week. I went on to a sort of private Virtual Stitchers kind of thing, a stitching group on Thursday, which was totally fun, and I got to say hi to a bunch of people that I feel like I know because of FlossTube, and people that I've actually messaged and stuff, all of the Pacific Northwest people. That was like totally fun. I actually scheduled a Zoom meeting just for some personal friends. There was I think 6 of us that joined on Friday night, and we had such a good time that we're going to try again this coming Friday. Although my meeting that I set up, I don't know if I did something wrong, if it was just a weirdness in that meeting. So of the people that were coming on, only one person had audio. I had audio, and one other person had audio, and nobody else could get their audio to work. So we ended up just canceling that meeting, and another friend of mine set one up right then, and we all went on to that meeting, and it worked. And then I was supposed to go on to Zoom last night with my brother and the kids, but I just wasn't feeling great yesterday. I was kind of headachy all day, and I was having some stomach issues, and so I canceled on them, but we're going to reschedule it for next week, hopefully. So, I feel like I've just been Zooming all week. It has been a really great resource. It isn't the same as getting together with people, but it's good. It's good when you're missing people, and when you're missing groups, being in a group situation, it's fun for that way. My own personal experience, because of the computer I'm using, I can only see 9 people at a time. So when it's more than that, it gets a little bit confusing, I guess, for me, because, there's, I don't want to move through the pages, and so it's like I tend to only see those people that are on the first page of it. So for social stuff, for a regular like business meeting, I'm sure that doesn't matter at all, but for social stuff, the meeting where there was only 6 of us and we all could see each other really well, that worked really great. The meeting, the virtual stitching meeting where it was so many that it went on to another page, that was less successful as far as like knowing who was talking and that kind of thing, but it was still lots of fun. I think they're going to do it again this coming week, and hopefully I'll be able to join, unless I'm having a virtual Seder with my family. So the social distancing thing is not too much of a hardship for me. In honesty, I wish that there was a way that I could work from home, because I would be a little bit more comfortable just staying at home right now. I have limited, I'm not even going to go to the grocery store. I did put in an order. I'll talk about that in a little bit. With the grocery store, but I don't want to go anywhere where there's multiple people or people that I don't know. When I'm going to work, at least it's 2 people that I know, that I work with, and I know what they're doing to a certain extent. So I feel a little bit more comfortable that we're not going to infect each other with anything. Not 100% comfortable, but a little bit more comfortable. Whereas going to the grocery store or whatever, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. And you know, and it's a little bit scary. I mean, I'm not, first of all, Orange County has, I mean, we've had cases. I think last time I looked, it was at 606, and it's going up all the time. So those numbers could be off because that was from the beginning of the week. And we had 10 deaths in Orange County. So we're not like a huge hot spot or anything like that. And, but it's still scary. You know, I think about what if I got sick, and I think about what would happen to my cat. I know that's really silly, and the people out there who have husbands and children and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends, and I mean, I have family. I have my brother and his family and my mom, but I don't worry about what would happen to them if something happened to me. But I do worry about what would happen to my cat. I really do. So yeah, so it's just kind of a little bit scary, stressful world right now. I do have to say, last night, I live in an apartment complex, and somebody was having a super loud party, birthday party. I could, you know, they sang happy birthday, but I mean, it sounded like a lot of people, and in my head, I'm thinking, how is that social distancing? How are you people justifying getting together? Because every time I hear about like a huge outbreak, it started with like a party, you know, where a bunch of people got together and then one person turned up sick and then everybody who was at the party is sick, you know? So it's like, that's just so stupid. And I wanted to like scream out my window, but of course I'm not the type that does that. But yeah, it was very annoying to me. Like, you know, you can't give up having a big party for a month. You know, I know that nobody wants to be doing this, but it is a temporary thing. We're not going to be in this situation for a year and a half. You know, we're going to be in it for a couple weeks or a month, you know, maybe into the summer. So put off having that party until the summer. But that's my little rant. And it actually kind of brings me into a favor that I wanted to ask of my viewers. So my mother is, as I've said, she lives in a nursing home. They went on lockdown before the state went on lockdown, before even it was mandated for the nursing homes. They did it a couple days before. They started kind of like saying, oh, we request that nobody, you know, visits. And then 2 days later it was like, nope, nobody is allowed to visit. And very strict, which I think is great because everybody there is healthy. I mean, not everybody there is healthy, but nobody there has the virus. My mom is a bit bored. My mom is a very social person, so they're not making people like stay in their rooms or anything like that. But for the most part, people are staying in their rooms because there isn't really any reason to go out of your room because there's no activities, there's no like group meals or anything like that. And when people are coming in to her, I mean, they're still doing everything that she needs physically, and you know, she's still seeing the doctors that are coming by or whatever. You know, she's still having the personal care that she needs to have. But, you know, people are coming in, they're wearing masks, and, you know, so she is feeling a little bit isolated and a little bit bored. And, you know, she found Turner Classic Movie Channel, which was a godsend because she's just loving watching movies. She has a couple puzzles on her phone, and she's doing a lot of that. Her stitching has kind of been put on hold because she got to a place, which she's done in everything that she stitched, where she feels like she messed up and she doesn't want to go forward until I can look at it. And obviously I can't look at it. So she's put it on hold. But her birthday is April 18th. And of course, we're not going to be out of this by April 18th. So she's not going to get taken out to dinner like she normally would. She's not going to get any visiting like she normally would. And she knows it. And she's, you know, she's like we've said, in the summer, everything, you know, she'll get all that. But she's going to be 79 years old. I think she's feeling like that is kind of a milestone birthday for her. I mean, it's not 80, but she's going to be 79 because she keeps mentioning it. For a woman 79 years old, for a woman 79, you know, so she is very aware that she's going to be 79. So what I thought would be really nice, and I actually told her I was going to do this, and she thought it was a great idea, but she didn't want anything to go to where she lives because it is a nursing home, because it is a facility. She felt it would be overwhelming. So this is like twofold. Either send me a message to my mom on this channel and I will print them all out so that she can read them. Or if you would like to send her a birthday card, and I understand people can't go out and get birthday cards anymore. I mean, on a piece of notebook paper, if you would like to write a birthday message to my mom, then please message me. You can message me on here, you can email me, my email is below, or you can send me a message on Instagram to get my address, and you can send it to my mom, care of me, and then I'm going to gather them all together and either send those all to her so it's just one package that she can open, or I will read them to her and then we can go over them. She can look at them when all of these restrictions are lifted. But I have 940 subscribers to my channel now. My views are about in the 300 to 400 range, and if 50 people would send her a message for her birthday, I think she would just be thrilled, and it would help for her to know that there's people out there who've never met her who care enough to say happy birthday to my mom. So her name is Rosalind, or Roz, R-O-Z. As I said, she's gonna be 79 years old on the 18th, and unfortunately is spending her birthday kind of in isolation. So I just thought it'd be really nice if some people would acknowledge it, and and she got some extra messages for her birthday. So I'm putting that out there to you guys. If you can do that for my mom to make my mom happy, that would make me happy, and I would really appreciate it. So whatever you want to do. I mean, I realize asking you to actually mail something is kind of a big ask. So even if you just put messages on to my video, then I can print them out and send them to her, or give them to her eventually, read them to her, whatever, so she can know that there's kind people in the world and people care about the fact that her birthday's coming up. So okay, there's that. I'm done with that. Okay, so what else do I want to talk to? Oh, all right, so grocery shopping. I know everybody's in the same situation. My brother is still going out to the store. Actually, more often, this is what's driving me nuts about the grocery store situation, is because things are so hard to get that if there is a designated shopper in the family, which he is, his daughter wants to go with him so bad because she's going stir crazy, and they're like, no, you can't go. One person only from the family is supposed to go. My brother's the designated one. He always has done the grocery shopping anyway. But he's having to go to the grocery store more, like every day. He's getting up really early and going like when they first open. He was like the first person in the store last week, one of the days, and still couldn't get any toilet paper because they hadn't had a delivery. So it didn't matter that he was there first. So they're still having, the toilet paper issues. I mean, they're going to continue to have it because there's 5 of them. And if he can only get one package, it's going to go, fairly quickly. So yeah, I mean, it's just, and yet there's people out there who hoard it and, probably have a year's worth in their garage. So, when this is all over, they're still going to have a year's worth of toilet paper, and, people do what they do, right? Anyway, as I said, I decided I really don't want to go to the grocery store anymore, so I thought I would put in a grocery order. I have used Instacart before. I can't carry groceries up my stairs very easily. Like, I'll go to the grocery store and I get a small thing and I have one bag. That's fine. But if I actually want to do a shopping, multiple bags, I've used a delivery service because it's hard for me to carry stuff up the stairs, and I don't really want to go to the grocery store and end up having a sore back for 3 days because I went to the grocery store. So I've used them before, usually with Ralph's, and so I was like, no problem, and I went on to Ralph's, and I put stuff in my cart. I did my normal shopping. Actually, I was trying to get supplies. Passover starting next week, and I'm not super observant about it. Like, I don't pull all of the non-Passover foods out of my pantry or anything like that. Sometimes I observe it as far as not eating that stuff. Sometimes I don't. But I do like to, Last year I went to Seder with my brother, and I've gone to Seder almost every year somewhere. And I think this year we might try and do like a virtual Seder, like something over Zoom. But Wednesday is the first night of Passover, and Thursday is the second night, and you have a Seder on one or both of those nights. I don't think I'll have a Seder by myself if we don't end up doing it on Zoom. I don't think I will. But I still wanted to make the food, and if we were having a Seder, I wasn't going to like make a big old dinner, you know, with a brisket and all that kind of stuff, because, you know, I would have to freeze it and I'd be eating it for a year. But I still thought I could make a nice pot of chicken soup, put matzo balls in it. That would be kind of special because I don't make matzo balls unless it's a special thing. And, you know, I could get matzah, and I could get the stuff to make the charoset, and I could, which is apples and walnuts basically in wine, and I could get the wine. I don't have my nice sweet Manischewitz. I wanted a bottle of that. And, you know, I could get some gefilte fish and some chopped liver, which I know a lot of people think, ooh, gross. I grew up with it. I don't eat it all the time. I eat it on special occasions, so it is kind of delicious to me on those special occasions. And I really like chopped chicken liver, so. Anyway, so I wanted to get stuff to make that so I could have it for a Seder on Wednesday. So I put in my grocery order. This was Friday, and no problem. And then, you know, you go to the page for delivery, and they didn't have any pickup slots. I didn't want to do it anyway because that defeats the whole purpose of not carrying it upstairs. But I went to the delivery page, and they, you know, there's supposed to be a drop-down menu or a drop-down time slot thing. That box, there was nothing that would drop down, and there was like an error message. And it's like, you have to pick a slot, or you have to pick a time. There was nothing to pick. So I refreshed it, and then I just left it up there, and I kept refreshing it like every 10 minutes or so for 3 hours. And then finally, it popped up, and there were 2 slots for Wednesday. So 5 days later, which I've talked to people, and they think they've all said that that's pretty good. Like, that's not too bad. But there was 2 slots for Wednesday evening, 6 to 7 or 7 to 8. So I picked 6 to 7. Which kind of blows the whole getting the food for Wednesday night Seder. So I did ask my brother and sister-in-law that if we're going to do that, if we could do it on Thursday. And they haven't really said yet if they're going to do it. I don't know if they've decided if they're going to do it or not. And it could be because they can't get the stuff either. So who knows. But anyway, so I will get my grocery delivery on Wednesday. And that should be good for quite a while. I mean, as I said, I've gotten stuff from Target. I have all kinds of canned goods and stuff in my pantry. I ordered some fresh stuff. Of course, as soon as I put in the order, I realized there's like a couple things that I forgot to order. I don't know if I'm going to be able to adjust the order to add those things or not. And I'm afraid to like mess it up, you know? So I might just like say, okay, well, I'm going to be out of that. But I was able to get like eggs and matzah and, you know, just I didn't need to order bread because obviously it's Passover. We're not eating that for a week anyway. And I have some, so. But anyway, so I was able to put in a grocery order. Okay, so I've talked for like 18 minutes now, and I haven't shown you any stitching. I'm sorry, I'm rambly today. It's raining today. It's actually, I love this kind of weather. It's raining and gray, and it's crisp. It's not cold. It's just like crisp, and I have the windows all open, and I like this weather a lot. And I wasn't expecting it. And I usually look at the weather report like every day to see what's coming up, and I don't remember seeing that it said it was going to rain, but it looks like it's going to rain for 4 days. So let's hope. I like that weather. Okay. So on to stitching and crafts. I showed you guys last week that I had done, finished a diamond painting, the elephant one that's up there. There. I am so bad when I'm trying to point to something behind me. I always go the wrong way. So I did put it up on the wall. Didn't do anything as far as the edge. Somebody had a really great idea about putting like cording around the edge and pin, you know, because it's on foam board, I could pin it in. That would look beautiful. I had already put it up on the wall, and I don't want to pull it down now. So maybe eventually if I feel like pulling it down, then I will put some nice cording around it. You can't really see the roughness of the edge having it up on the wall right there, so it's fine. But I also decided to start another diamond painting. that I have been working on a little bit during the week. So this is, it's like a banner. So it's a partial. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. And I have a spot like right over the bathroom wall that, not the bathroom wall, the bathroom door. You know, there's a small part of wall that I think that this would fit on really nicely. This is it's all rhinestones. So I've only done like this much so far, so I'm gonna hold it back here. So this is done, that one, this. You have to hold them back to actually see the picture, but I'm gonna bring it close to you so you can see the actual sparkle of the rhinestones. But when you bring them close, of course, they don't look like really roses anymore, they just kind of look blobby. But I picked this one to do as I kind of get back into doing some diamond painting, because it's only like 8 colors. It's pretty simplistic, and because it's partial, you know, I can kind of do one rose an evening or whatever. But I think that's gonna be really pretty when it's done. And it's, you know, long. So that's the diamond painting that I am working on currently. Okay, I did have a new start this week, which I've been talking about ad nauseum. So I started Clementine by Plum Street Samplers. This is in a stitch along with Lisa from Forest City Stitching. There, I said it right the first time. Because her birthday is in April. I'm not sure what day, but her birthday is in April. And I started Clementine. I'm not using the call for colors. I'm using similar to the call for colors. I'm using all gassed, and I think it calls for Classic Colorworks. But I'm using gassed that are similar. And the fabric that I'm doing this on, and I know you guys can't see the color. It looks just, you know, kind of like white or off-white. It's a very pale mint green, and it's Damak Aida, which means it's like rayon and cotton. So it has this like really pretty sheen to it. And it's an 18 count, and it's by Zweigart. When I started working on this, I was like, just realizing how pretty this fabric is. I mean, I really like it. It's not, you know, it's not modeled. It doesn't have any special color or anything in it, which I really like, but just the fabric itself is really nice. And so I went onto eBay to see if I could get some more, and I did get actually 2 pieces. One is supposed to be really light pink, and one is supposed to be white. And this green was out. They didn't have that, or they didn't have it with that seller where it was a good price. They had it with the seller who it was like double the price, and I was like, no. There's also like a dove gray, but that seemed to be out. I don't know if this is still being made. So, but I put it as like a search on eBay, so it will come up if anything, you know, if any good piece of it comes up on eBay. So I did order 2 pieces of that. I kind of thought it might be kind of cool to see if the white piece, and even the pink, because it seems like it's gonna be light, I might try dyeing them and see how it takes the dye. I don't know if rayon will take that dye, because I use the one for natural fibers. I don't know if it will take the dye, but I think it might be interesting, and I really like the sheen that cloth has, so it'll be worth it for me to try. So I did order some. Okay, so whips this week. Last week was the 29th, and I told you during the video that I was going to work on Froth and Bubble a little bit, which I did, which is my long dog sampler. So I worked on this section down here quite a bit. I finished this motif, or the outlining of the motif. I did, I finished this line. This blue line was only about halfway across, so I finished the blue line. And then with the thread that was still on the needle, I just started doing the words back this way. So that was done. And then I finished filling in the butterfly. I filled in these and this green and that whole thing. So I got quite a bit of work done on it. I mean, it's such a big project. It's like you work on it all evening and it just looks like you did a tiny bit, but I did work on it all evening last Sunday. So this is gonna take me a long time to do. It's a multi-year project, but I love it. And it's just really beautiful. And there's a lot of meaning behind it. Those of you who watched my channel before know that I'm doing that piece kind of as an homage to my best friend's parents who both passed away in early 2019, I believe. Actually, I think Mrs. Craig passed away at the end of 2018 and Mr. Craig at the beginning of 2019. But in any case, they were people that were very much part of my life when I was in high school, and very lovely people, and I'm doing this as an homage to them. And I will be putting kind of like a memorial line. I'm adding just a little line saying I stitched this in honor of them. So I worked a little bit on Sweet William. I worked on this during one of the Virtual Stitcher Zoom calls. It's hard for me to stitch while on Zoom, so I filled in more in this flower. Got quite a bit done actually. It's hard for me to stitch a lot while I'm on Zoom. First of all, I'm sitting in this chair, which is very comfortable, but after a while my back does start to hurt a little bit. But really, the big problem for me when I'm on the computer is that the strength of glasses that I need to stitch are higher than the strength of glasses I need to read or look at the computer. So while I have the glasses on that I need to stitch, then when I look at the computer, it's blurry. Not so blurry I can't see the faces, but I can't read the names. It's frustrating. And then, so I feel like I have to have two pairs of glasses on that I can switch. I don't need glasses at all for distance vision. So I have that same problem when I'm watching TV. It's like I'm stitching and then I look up and I have to look over my glasses because I can't, the TV's blurry if I have the readers on. So I don't need glasses at all for distance vision. I have progressive glasses that I wear at work, but I don't take them out of my purse except for at work, because those are the ones where you can, you know, there's a different level of magnification for the computer and for up close, and then nothing for distance. I also have a slight astigmatism in one of my eyes, so I actually need slightly different reading magnifications, but I don't bother with that with the readers. I end up using a 2-time reader for reading for my phone and reading and that kind of thing, and I use a 4-time reader for stitching. So yeah, that's a big difference, and I can't do the stitching with a 2-time reader. I mean, I guess I could on like 14 count, but I'm not used, but now I'm used to having that certain magnification when I stitch, and so I can't, yeah. But anyway, so that's the problem that I have when I'm stitching and being on Virtual Stitchers, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't know what I'm going to do about it, or if there's anything I can do about it, actually. And then the last whip I had this week was I worked on gathering honey. I did some more in the skirt, and I started adding the honey dipper. This is part of my sal, my own Valentine sal. Her hips just get me. I mean, that's like so me, right? I've had the big hips my entire life. So, yeah, so I worked on the stem or the handle of the honey dipper and a little bit more on her skirt. And I'm still loving this project, although I'm at that point where I kind of want to get it done. Get it done. Do something with it. Make it a pillow or frame it or something. So that was all of my whips this week. I don't feel like I stitched that much this week, actually. I didn't do very much yesterday. In fact, I think I pulled that out and then didn't do it. I ended up reading yesterday because when I was on Zoom with my friends on Friday, we started talking about books, and I haven't read in so long because I've been stitching, and my one friend does audiobooks. I don't know, audiobooks just don't feel right to me. It doesn't feel like reading. I'd rather have the TV on if it's just for noise, and I don't think I can concentrate on an audiobook when I'm stitching. But it made me feel like, oh, you know, I want to read. So I actually downloaded a couple of the new books in some of the cozy mystery series that I enjoy, and I read yesterday. I didn't do stitching really. Okay, so that brings us to haul. I do have haul this week. I will probably have haul next week. I got paid last week, and on the same day I got paid, I also got part, not the entire, but I got part of my my tax return or tax refund. And so I felt like I had money, which is ridiculous because I need that money, you know, for bills and stuff. I feel like I was stimulating the economy all by myself last week because I just was I went on, I paid my bills, I put in this grocery order. So I ordered stuff that was like necessary. But then I also did a little bit of shopping, and yeah, so I felt like I was just going from, you know, site to site and just purchase. In reality, I'm pretty frugal, but I still bought a lot for me. So that will be coming in the next couple weeks for me to show you. Okay, so I told you I had ordered 2 of these. Not really on accident. I knew when I did it, I was getting 2, but it was because of doing an eBay auction. But these are the Lizzie Kate's Love My Cat. I think it's just so cute. You can put the name of the cat on the mailbox. And this has a Jabco button on it. I was so stupid. I did go on to just another button company, and I ordered buttons for this and for the other thing that I'll show you. I only ordered 1. So I'm going to have to go back and put in another order and pay shipping, which is what drives me crazy. For a $2 button, I'm going to have to pay shipping, which means I'm going to have to order something else because I can't do that. But I put in an order with them, and I completely spaced on the fact that I had 2 of these, and one of them is going to be for a giveaway. I think that I'm going to put together a little package for my, 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm only 60 people away from that. So hopefully if this is your first time, please subscribe so I can get to that magic number. But yeah, so I'm going to put together a little packet of this with fabric. Probably I'll dye it to whoever wins to their specifications as far as count and color, and the button. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do for my 1,000 subscriber. And then I think I'm also going to go through like a past the stash with the charts that I have completed that I am holding on to that I haven't, and give those away as well. Okay, so I got this Lizzie Kate set. I really want to do a couple of seasonal, sets. So I have the monthly set. I haven't changed that. That's still March. I have April completed, but I haven't FFO'd it. I haven't been able to get to my iron and stuff like that I need to do that. So I haven't FFO'd it. So it still says March, and yeah, it is what it is. But I have that monthly set, and eventually I might do another monthly set, but I thought the next thing I'd like to do would be a seasonal set. And now I have 2 to choose from. So this is the Lizzie Kate Flip Bits. Yeah, so they're the 4 Seasons Flip Bit. And I got these off of eBay, all from, as a set, and they all have little tiny round buttons. I'll show you the white ones. We'll see those. Well, they're teeny. I'll show you here. Okay, so this is Autumn. And those are teeny, teeny, teeny black round buttons. This is Summer. And there's pink buttons right there. Spring and Winter. And you can also, instead of doing these separately, you can put them together like this, and then it has the border, and to everything there's a season. And the seller sent me the printout of that from the Lizzie Kate website. So it has the border. Yeah, it has a border, and there's like a little decorative thing under each one. So there's a little decorative row. And then the words. I really like that because I like that saying. I have a whole chart of that saying. That was one of my dad's favorite verses. So I think I might do this as one. But I also have an idea to do it as one piece, but to do actually stitch it, excuse me, as I spit, stitch each piece separately on slightly different fabrics, then sew them together, and then do the border and the words. And I think I can do that. I mean, I have a little bit of experience with sewing them together from my Kintsugi piece. So I think I could do that, and I think that would look kind of cool to have the different colors. So there's that one. Then the other seasonal thing that I have, I showed you this before. I purchased this from eBay, and then as I said last week, I'd never seen the companion piece, and I kind of put it as like a unicorn chart. And then on Instagram, somebody messaged me, is like, I just saw the companion piece on eBay, and it's like $9.95 free shipping. So I jumped on there, and I was able to get the companion piece. And these also have Jabco buttons, so I ordered them. Now these definitely I would stitch separately, and I think that these would look really cool right above there. So these might be the next ones. So I love those. Then the last thing that I got, which I told you guys about, was I've just been really have the desire to stitch a counted canvas piece. And I ordered this one from eBay because it was a full kit with all of the fancy floss and everything, and it wasn't ridiculously expensive. So I did order this, and I really wanted to start it. I got this like Thursday, and I have not touched it because I wanted to show it to you guys first. But I think I might like set this up, put it on the stretcher bars today, and maybe start it. The flosses are very pretty. So there's a silk. Sorry. All right. Okay. There's a Caron Watercolors, which is a cotton, pearl cotton. This is a Caron Water Lilies, which is silk. This is another Watercolors, cotton. There is a Flare, a Rainbow Gallery Flare, which is like a tubular ribbon. So I have a bunch of this that I got from an eBay purchase. Oh, and I put together an extra video, so if you haven't seen it yet, I did it on Wednesday of my floss storage and some, storage stuff. So that was kind of cool. I showed everybody all my flosses. Anyway, so I have this, so it'll be interesting to see how to use it. And, oops. And then the last two things, there's a skein of DMC in a pretty pink, and then there is a skein, or a spool of number 12 tapestry braid. Oh, matches my hair. Okay, so I was very excited to get this, and this led me to another couple purchases. So this is by Color Delights. There was another Color Delights pattern that I really, really liked. I liked the pattern. But again, I didn't want to get something, it's a little bit bigger than this one. This one was only like I think it's 4 inches square when it's done. It was bigger, and I didn't want to get it in the kit. The kit, it was really expensive. So what I decided, once I saw this and I looked at it, I'm like, you know what, I can handle that. It's going to show me how to use different styles of fancy floss. So I went ahead and I ordered the pattern, and then I'm going to do that pattern, but I'm going to use my own floss. So I think it would be really pretty to do it all in shades of green and purple. The actual pattern, I think it's more like shades of green going into a little bit of blue, but I like the green and purple combo. So I pulled this bag of flosses, all stuff from my stash. I pulled everything from my Needle Necessities, my Rainbow Gallery, my miscellaneous floss. I haven't pulled any DMC or any gassed, because this bag is, I think, a good start, but it's all greens and purples in here, and so I'll be able to use the pattern and then pull colors to go with it. But yeah, so I'm excited about that one, and I ordered some canvas. And then I also ordered I ordered one kit that was like discontinued, so it was like on sale. It was probably like 50% off, from Nancy's Needles, and a couple other charts from Nancy Needles, again, because they were very discounted. And so the ones that I just got, the charts, I will again use my own colors, because they were ones that I actually really liked the pattern, but the colors don't speak to me. But the one I got with the full kit, I really liked the colors, and again, it was on sale, so I got the thread pack as well. So those will be coming in the next week or so, and I will be able to share them with you. So yeah, so that was my haul, more than I usually have, but I don't know, times are a little bit weird right now, and you know, I guess if there's a time to indulge, then when we're kind of stuck inside and things are weird, that's the time. My plans for the upcoming weeks, I really have a couple projects I really want to get finished. Gathering honey, I would really love to get that done before the end of April. I have my May year celebrations that has to be finished. I would like to get June done too, because I'm not planning on working on that in May. And then next weekend, I'm dedicating to getting some stuff finished. My mom was kind of giving me a little bit of grief because I haven't finished her projects that I said I would finish for her. And she was kind of giving me a little bit of grief about it. We got into a little tiff, but it's all good. I was planning on doing it this coming weekend anyway, because I have an extra day. I do work for Catholics, and they're pretty observant, so my boss closes the office on Good Friday, so this nice Jewish girl always gets the advantage of having Good Friday off. So I will be using the extra day that weekend to pull out my sewing machine and my iron and get some of the sewing stuff done that needs to be done to finish the projects for my mom. I might also make 1 or 2 project bags. I already have them cut. I have all the materials cut. I just need to put them together. I'm thinking about doing a different style. The ones I've done in the past, I've used Nicole from Dervana Lee Design Studios pattern to make the bags with the lace zipper and the French seams. And I do love this style, but I also used her tutorial to make my little inside bags, and I thought I would want to try, and I already cut the material, but I still think I can use the same cut material that I used to make big bags with the snaps, because I don't know, I love these little bags. They're a little bit easier to make than this with the French seams, so I thought, you know what, let me make a couple big ones and see if I like them. I have the set of the snaps, and you know, I could put 2 snaps on each corner instead of 1. So I might try making a couple big project bags using this style, because I think that might be really cool. And you know, I know these are good. I know these work. Putting the zipper in is probably the most difficult part. So if I cut out that part, then, you know, maybe I can whip them out a little bit faster. Then we have Mania coming up. I see so many people talking about they're starting to get their Mania plans together. I'm going to really enjoy watching everybody's Mania videos where they're showing all of their projects that they're starting. I am not going to be doing that. I am going to be having a full coverage Mania or a Haid Mania. Although I'm not going to call it Haid Mania, I don't think anymore. I'm going to call it full coverage because I am going to be working on my 3 Haids. So I have 2 quick stitch. I had Lavender Roses, which I've showed you guys, and I have Kintsugi Mfg. And then I have my full-size Haid, which is the Village Bookstore. I'm going to be working on those 3. I've also decided that it will be okay to work on a counted canvas project. So this one will have been started by then, because they're full coverage too. And I think that will break up, you know, it's a different type of stitching, so it might help break up. And then if I can't stand working on those projects anymore, I have a couple other Haids that I could kit up, but I think that I'm going to enjoy getting close to a finish on either Lavender Roses or Kintsugi Mfg. So I'm really hoping that in May I can get one of those completed. So I'm going to be working on the 3 Haids plus some counted canvas, and then it's going to be my full coverage Mania. So that's basic plans for what's coming up. I mean, I'm going to continue to shelter in place when I do not have to go out for work. And I'm going to continue to visit with my friends on Zoom and have FaceTime calls with my mom and FaceTime calls with my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece and nephews. I got kind of cool news. My niece, who's 10 years old, I've talked about her a lot. She's the cheerleader. She also has some food problems. She's very highly allergic to dairy and gluten. So she is dairy and gluten free, and she has turned into a little baker. She loves making gluten and dairy free muffins and cookies and that kind of thing. And she, maybe influenced by me, has thought that she would like to have a YouTube channel, and her parents said that it would be okay. So I think she's going to start a YouTube channel for dairy and gluten-free cooking, and she's going to do some demos. So if that comes to fruition, then I will tell you guys, and hopefully you will all go and at least watch one of her videos and support her. It hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. I think she's adorable. Of course, I might be a teeny bit biased, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing her demo how to make cookies. So yeah, so I have to give her a lot of credit for a 10-year-old. She is very accepting. She is very adaptable. My brother, who does most of the cooking, you know, he will often make double things, you know, like he'll make a tuna casserole, let's say, for the family, and then another tuna casserole that has gluten-free noodles and, you know, non-dairy sauce and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, the family adapts for her, and she just goes with it. I mean, she doesn't complain. She's really got a really good attitude about it. And she's the one that they're having the most trouble finding her food, because, you know, there's less options, and now that things are tight to get food, you know, she can't just have a piece of bread. She needs the kind of bread she can have, otherwise she'll be very ill. So Anyway, so if she does start that channel, I will let you guys know about it. I'm excited about it. Anyway, I have talked for almost 50 minutes, which is longer than my normal video. I hope that's okay. I hope you guys enjoy it. I didn't even think that I had that much to talk about today, but you know, I get on here and I start blabbing. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well, healthy, staying happy, not getting stir crazy, not getting grumpy if you're stuck with people that you love, but you know, we all know sometimes people we love are the ones that can drive us the most nuts, right? Anyway, I hope that you all are well. And until next week, please remember to always be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye, everyone.